is Ben, aka Downsize It, and I am joined by Social General Rob here on The Revenge of the Fifth. In honor of Revenge of the Fifth, we are doing things all backwards and confused. I am doing a rebel list for the second rep in a row. I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm definitely going to be ready for my Imperials for the next one. But, trying out the Rebels again, and Rob is trying out a subscriber submitted list that was specifically sent for Rob to try. It's an Imperial one, submitted by Joe Askew. Yes.
Well, thank you, Joe.
And just in the future, guys, if you have a list you want to submit, and when you submit a list, just the in general basic assumption I'm going to make is that it's for me to run eventually.
Yep.
But if you want Social General Rob to run the list, just specify that when you submit it. When you submit it either through me for a private message or through my email, I've mailed downsizeit@gmail.com, or in the comments, just specify if you want your list to be run by Social General Rob. And if you don't specify, I'll just assume it's for me to run. So coming up next, we'll go over the fleets and the builds and the mission for this particular battle report. And then after that, we will do our pre-game interview while you will see deployment on a sped up open. For the Rebels, we have General Madine on a CR-90 Bravo Corvette with SW-7 ion batteries, 2 MC-80 Star Cruisers, fitted out the same with weapons battery techs, auxiliary shields team, heavy ion emplacements, H9 turbo lasers and linked turbo laser towers, and the classic GR-75 Bright Hope with expanded hangar bay. And for Rebellion Squadrons, we have 3 E-Wings. For the Empire, and the list submitted by Joe Askew for Rob to run, we have Moff Jerjerrod on a Victory 2 Star Destroyer with Taskmaster Grint, gunnery teams, disposable capacitors, H9 turbo lasers, and the Warlord title. Admiral Ozzel on a Gladiator 1 with the Demolisher title and Ordnance Experts, engine techs, and expanded launchers. And a Gazanti cruiser with the Vector title, Bomber Command Center, and boosted comms. For Imperial Squadrons, we have Boba Fett, Bosk, Suntir Fel, 2 TIE Interceptor Squadrons, a Lambda Shuttle, Major Rhymer, and 1 TIE Bomber Squadron. For missions, Rob's list came in under points by 2, and Rob chose to be second player. So I had to pick from Surprise Attack, Fleet in Being, and Minefields. And I chose to go with Fleet in Being primarily because it is one that I have never done before, and neither has Rob, so it'll be new and different. And it is a rather unique mission where after we deploy, I will be assigning 1 objective token to each of my ships, and Rob will be assigning a number of objective tokens to his ships equal to their command value. At the end of the game, if there's any ship without objective tokens on the board, the opposing player gets a victory token worth 15 points. At the end of each round, if any ship is within distance 1 to 5 of the small edges, the 3-foot edges, or distance 1 to 3 of the player edges, the long edges, then you have to remove an objective token from the ship. So the mission encourages you to play in the middle of the battlefield. And also, when you are being targeted by an attack, you can choose to spend an objective token to refresh one of your defense tokens. A little bit confusing, but Rob and I will see if we can get this to work and see how the mission Fleet in Being actually plays. So, coming up next, Rob and I will be discussing our strategy and tactics in the pre-game interview, while you will see a sped up deployment in the overlay below us. Okay, so now that you have seen the fleet breakdown and the missions, Rob and I are going to go over our strategies, and you'll see the overlay here of our sped up deployment. So Rob, why don't you walk me through your fleet that Joe Askew submitted for you, and your thoughts behind your deployment, etc.
Well, first, thank you, Joe. I do appreciate it. Yes, I've been wanting to run FET, just like you did, so that was great. And Boss, thank you for throwing him in there. If you didn't intentionally or not, he's one of my favorite mercenaries, body hunters. I placed the Victory 2 over here onto your, would be the right side.
It'll be on the right side.
Okay, the right side.
And you'll see it eventually in deployment. It's not deployed yet, but you see on the picture here that he's got it on your right side of the screen.
And that's because I want to figure out where he's going first, which you'll see in the setup as well. I was a little worried, I will say, about using JJ, Moff Jerjerrod, because I don't like doing damage to myself, but I'm going to do it, don't worry, Joe. Well, not do damage to myself, but I'm going to use him. I also like what you did, Joe, by giving Warlord and H9s, okay? That is a fantastic, that's awesome. Love it. You're going to help my dice mitigation, which, as all of you know, is not good.
And for those that aren't aware, the Warlord H9, that's an old combo from back when Armada was first a thing.
Yep.
An oldie but goodie, you could say.
Yes.
First time Rob's seeing it, because Rob doesn't play Imperials, and you don't see it played much anymore. But yeah, this is kind of like an old school Victory build, for sure.
Yeah, it's a great one, as far as I can tell. And they put Gunnery Team, you put Taskmaster Grint on, which, we'll figure out what he does in a minute. We got the Gladiator 1, and you guys will see all this stuff, everything else, in the plan, but my Gladiator is going to be my hit and run or my flanker type thing, hopefully knock down some of this stuff. The Gazanti, which I keep wanting to call the GR75, well, obviously it's the bomber. It's the bomber command center. It's going to be controlling the bombers and trying to get in there and hopefully do some damage to those wonderful ships he's bringing. He's putting his test to his ships now. And then we got a Lambda shuttle, which it might not be. This is great because I love the strategic ability. And there isn't any on this field to use it for, but the Relay 2 is going to be very, very important. Oh man. Suntirfell, thank you. I feel like I'm playing Separatist for a second there. Suntirfell, I played against him and played with him once, but I played against him quite often. And he's a really good guy. I like him, he's good. We got a couple interceptors that we run leading the bombers in. And then we got Major Reimer. Well, obviously he's going to be with the bombers as well. And then we got the end down there, one regular bomber, something like that. Type of bomber. Their job is to take down those behemoths that you'll see on the other side of the board over there. And maybe go after something else if it presents itself. FET and Boss are going to assist in any way they can. I'm not quite sure where I'll use them yet because they're very useful in almost anything. But we will see. I mean, that's CR90. It could be the E-Wings. It could be Right Hope. Or Drunken Party Bus is going to be destroyed by Ben again. So my main objective is basically to bring in the Victory without having to worry about turning as much. Because I really don't like taking damage. Sorry. And then have everybody else move in, because everybody else can move in pretty darn fast. Their maneuverability is much better. Yeah, the maneuverability is much better than Victory 2. But I like the Victory 2. It's got great dice. I consider great dice. You got disposable capacitors on here and gunnery team. So all this combination you got right here is going to make one hurtful ship. It's going to hurt a lot. So, great job, Joe. Can't wait to play it, and we'll see what Ben does against it. Ben, up to you.
So this, my inspiration behind this fleet was I wanted to run my two favorite Rebel ships again and do another dual build, the Liberty class Moncal cruisers, and I wanted to see if I could make them actually maneuverable. That's their biggest downside, is the naval profile stinks. So I brought Madine,
Nice.
and a commander I've never used, but if you focus on navigating, you can make your ships very maneuverable and potentially make these big, bulky star cruisers, give them more maneuverability so I can really line up those front arc shots and get maximum efficiency out of them. Last time I ran this dual build, I think it was against Robbie a couple months ago, and it really showcased how bad their maneuverability is just because I wasn't used to them.
Yeah.
But Madine is interesting for the maneuverability, so I want to try it out. And the loadout on these star cruisers is I was wanting to play with blue dice and do maximum dice potential to cook off my high capacity ion turrets. Heavy ion placements, or whatever the one is where you get to do damage to all the shields when the crit cooks off. So as you saw in my upgrade cards during the fleet build, I'm gonna have to roll really bad for me not to be able to, every time they shoot, have that go off. It's not a guarantee, but it's almost a guarantee that I'll be able to make make it happen. So that was the goal with those two, and then everybody else is just support. Bright Hope GR75 with the E-Wings, purely just a minor carrier, and the E-Wings were just in case Rob had squads, and he does. And they're just going to be to try to just slow Rob's squad play down for a little bit. And I'll see if I can make E-Wings do the business. I know they're not as popular, but try to use them in the way they're meant to be used as fast snipers. So take pot shots at Rob's squads here while not getting locked down myself. I'm not getting that dangerous Boba Fett range where Boba does damage to people as he activates, that kind of thing. And, Madine is just going to be trying to keep himself alive on the CR90. And when he does engage, he'll be able to do max damage every time. That's what the SW7s are for, and that's why I did the blue dice version, the Bravo version. So, but he's mainly there just to get his nav benefits. The primary thing of this fleet are the two star cruisers, and to see how many times I can cook off my heavy iron emplacements. And the reason why I angle them the way they did is that they can just go straight shot down the corridor and basically just going right after Rob's victory. So
that's good. No offense, Joe, but that's good.
Yeah. So coming up next, Rob and I are going to plan our dials, and I'm also going to have Rob's going to do his first turn also move, and I'll show you where that ends up, and then we'll be back at the start of round 1. Hey, here we are, start of round 1. The Rebels under General Madine have hyperspaced in, and the two star cruisers have been retrofitted for combat, are ready to engage. And on the other side, we have Moff Jerjerrod taking a break from overseeing construction of the Death Star 2 to bring his Imperial force that is assisted by a couple bounty hunters, Boba Fett and Bosk. And as you can see here, this is where Rob chose to make his also move. And then also, so you guys know, for Taskmaster Grint, Rob chose to put a concentrate fire token on him. So anytime he reveals a confire, he gets a free confire token. Okay, we will start with Bright Hope. It is a navigate, and I'm going to speed up to speed 2 because I misjudged the distance I need to get out of my own deployment zone. I don't want to start losing objective tokens during 1, for sure. Especially since I only get 1.
Okay, JJ has decided that he's tired of sitting in the shipyards. So, he's got a navigate dial. I'll be using it to go to speed 2. And I'll be turning at the 2 clicks up there and just getting into it. He's tired of sitting around looking at ships. He wants to fight.
Okay, we're going to go with my marked Star Cruiser. It's an engineering, using auxiliary shield sticks to raise the side shields up by 1 each. And staying at speed 3. Getting to the fight quick. And getting out of my deployment zone.
Okay, the Vector is now moved out. It's going to be moving out. It is a squadron dial. I'll be taking the token. And I'll be moving at speed 1, but I get 2 clicks, so I'm going to move right up here.
Okay, unmarked Star Cruiser. Same thing as his partner. Engineering, raising shields with auxiliary shields teams, and angling in at speed 3.
Okay, Admiral Ozzel has taken out the Demolisher, and he's gonna go for these MC-80 Liberties. So, first of all, it's a navigate dial, which I will be using to speed 2. And we'll show you that later. But first, we're gonna take a frontal shot at the MC-80 that you see on your screen there.
Alright, front to front. Long range, 2 dice. Crit and accuracy, and I don't think there's any way for you to modify red dice, so it's just as is. And I will go ahead and embrace and redirect.
It's not crit.
What's that?
It's a crit accuracy.
Crit and hit, I meant. Not crit and accuracy.
I'm like,
I don't know how to speak. So, crit and hit, and I will actually redirect that to my starboard side. So, starboard side down by 1 shield. Shield I just raised.
Alright, so let's put up to speed 2. Be moving right there. I only clicked at the 1, so I'm just going to click there. And then with engine text, I will be turning 1 right there, just like that.
Okay, going with General Madine. It is a navigate. I'm speeding up to 4. Getting an extra click at the 1, the dial, and an extra click for Madine. And not liking seeing Demolisher coming around the edge like that. Need to stay away from that danger. Taking protection. Behind the Star Cruisers. Coming up next will be the squad phase, which we will not film. It's just going to be movement for the first turn, and I'll show you the aftermath of that at the start of round 2. Start of round 2. Jerjerrod lost an objective token because this maneuver put him back within my deployment zone. Not Jerjerrod. Madine, my nav commander. You have your own navigate commander. But it was worth it to get out of Demolisher range. He was definitely within threat range of Demolisher. My E-Wings came over here just to stage and prep for where they might want to engage. Soontir, the Lambda, and the TIE interceptors also staging here. Reimer, the TIE bomber, hiding in the debris field with Bosk and Boba behind, also waiting to make their moves. Starting with Madine, it is a navigate, and I'll be using the dial to get that click at the 1. And still speeding along at speed 4, is getting out of danger range of Demolisher. Okay, we're going to go with my marked Star Cruiser. It is a navigate, and I will be using the dial in the nav step. But for now, got a long range pot shot at Vector. It's clear, but it's only 3 red dice, not going to do much. Maybe I can blink off, a damage. Start working on the, only gets 1 shield, so start with something. Okay, 3 red dice, front to front. All blank. I'm not even going to bother LT team that. And one thing I forgot to mention, Rob spent his pass token. He got 1 for the game, so that's why I'm activating 2 in a row here. So using my nav to slow down to 2, getting the extra click at the 2 from the dial, and then a second click from Madine. Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be that close, but just barely missed that debris field.
Okay, the Vector is moving since it just got shot at and amazingly missed. Maybe it's a new bright hope. Anyway, so they have the Liberty double arced front in the front section. So they will take their first shot. They're picking up their little lasers and shooting right at them.
This command?
And, oh, I'm sorry, the command is an engineering dial. I thought I was going to be hit. Luckily I was not. So I'll be losing that command. I'm not taking a token or anything because I want to keep my squadron token for when it's necessary. I'm moving my forces around.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be close. Alright, so front to front. Accuracy. Yep, and side to front. Accuracy. So, very accurate flashlights shining on that lovely looking.
We're just showing you where we are, where you should shoot.
Yep, you're actually giving me targets for next turn. Yep.
So I'm navigating, as you can see. Well, I'm turning over here. Trying to use the debris field to my advantage, which I land on, and I land on Fett and Boss.
Oh, you don't land on Fett. It's just Reimer.
Just Reimer, which is lucky.
Where do you want to take your damage?
Take my damage on the shield on the starboard side.
Right, so shield down and one face down damage card.
Yep.
And Reimer. It's not going to affect you too bad. So let's put Reimer back here.
No. It affects me.
TIE bombers are still fast.
Yep.
Okay, we are going with Bright Hope. It is a squadron command, and as you see, I've moved my E-wings up into sniper position. And for those new to my channel, I just like to give this disclaimer so you guys know. Normally, squad play you do one at a time, the full activation start to finish. And that's actually better for you so you can see what happens, but just for ease of filming, we usually, unless we have to, just do all squads all at once if we can, which I have done here. And their targets, they're all within snipe range of suit tier or this random TIE interceptor. We're going after the random TIE interceptor because it's obstructed. I'm only going to be rolling 2 blue dice each because their snipe 3 goes down to 2, and there's no way I don't think I can kill suit tier with only 2 blue dice 3 times. So we're going to try to take out that TIE interceptor, and then if I get it with 2, might take a pot shot at center with the third one, just to, I don't know, see if I get lucky with something. Alright, first E-wings will be on the left. Snipe 3 goes down to Snipe 2 because of the obstruction. 2 hits. E-wing in the middle. 1 hit. Huh? Yes. Yep. So TIE interceptor's dead. And then the third one on the right going at Suntir, just as a pot shot. Oh, actually it's more than a pot shot. Accuracy hit, so stop your scatter, take 1 damage. So that actually worked out pretty good. And going with Bright Hope, I have to stay at speed 2 because I didn't do a nav, which is unfortunate. I'm going to turn as hard as I can here, but the problem you see is Warlord right there. That is in long range, and he does have disposable capacitor, so Rob may attempt to take a massive shot and drop the diminished party bus, because Torn Far is not here, so it's actually a sober party bus right now.
I bet you wish he was here.
I do wish he was here.
Right now. Yeah. Alright, I'm moving the Victory. It's a squadron command, which I will be using to move 3. I'll be moving right there, except Dirt fell. And then I'll be using the other interceptor, and then I'll be moving the Reimer up from around the Gazanti up to the Liberty.
And he was able to use relay from the Lambda to grab Reimer and the interceptor. He was out of range normally, but that's the way you can use relay. And he's taking a long range shot in the front of Liberty, not using his disposable capacitor. Alright, starting with Suntir. The 4 blues tapping the E-wing in the middle. 4 damage. 1 health left. Interceptor finishing it off.
Yep.
Barely, only 1 damage, but that's all you needed. E-wing goes down. Oh yeah, you could use swarm if needed, but you didn't need it.
Right.
Alright, so now we've got the long range front to front, 3 reds. That's pretty good. You have options to modify because of your H9s.
So I'll be using both H9s. I'm using on one, or I'm going to use it on both dice.
What does it say?
I'll change one of the crits, and I'll change it into an accuracy.
Okay.
Which then I'll use Warlord to change it into a double.
Yep. That's the standard H9 combo there.
Yep.
For 5 damage. So I will brace it to 3 and redirect. We will redirect to my 2 to my starboard, so starboard shields down to 1, and take 1 on the front. Front shields down to 4. Okay, one thing real quick, I forgot to do Major Rhymer's bombing attack for Rob. With the bomber command, he got 1 hit with the reroll, and I decided not to burn my redirect, so shields down to 3 instead of down to 4 on my Liberty.
Alright, and then the victory is Moff. JJ will be using his ability, which I took a shield off on the starboard side, and I will be going, turning in there the 1 and twice, and going right there.
Yeah, just short. I forgot to start.
Yep.
Alright, my last ship, the unmarked Liberty. It is in Navigate. I will be using the dial. I'll be taking an obstructed shot into the side of Demolisher, just see if I can get lucky with some plink something. Alrighty, front to side, 3 reds, obstructed down to 2. Just leave it as is.
Alright. I will, so I'll brace.
Sure.
Well, evade first.
Yep, so cancel
Well,
dice.
evade and cancel the, yeah. And then I will brace the number.
I guess it would have been the same difference,
So,
brace
yeah.
or evade, but you got no more text coming in, so it doesn't matter.
So I'll redirect since there's no more text for me.
Where to?
Unless you do, you have. I was looking to see if you had so I'm gonna do it on the starboard side.
You're being shot in the side.
Never mind, can't do that. So I'll be doing it on the. Need to do that. I'm gonna take it on the front.
Okay, so front down to 2. Alright, staying at speed 3 and getting some nice funky jank here. As I was hoping, General Madine can really make these things maneuverable. So I'm getting an extra click at the 2 from the dial, and then an extra click from Madine at the 2. The clicks at the 1 and 3 are just normal maneuverability to let me come in right behind my marked Liberty and getting a little conga line formation, so to speak, here. And also getting out of Demolisher threat range.
Okay, moving the Gladiator. Just a concentrated fire dial. I will be taking a token, because I believe I will not be within range to even use the token. For the red dice, at least. So, I am going to be turning, and I'll be using JJ's ability.
Yep, took damage here.
Yep, 2 damage there.
So you guys see this is out of range for the black dice. No, range up the front for the red. Then this is the hardest run you could make, which I'm pretty sure this is going to be still out of range. It is still out of, so front is not going to be an arc. Yeah, so no shot. The General Madine super maneuverability saved me for now from getting a Demolisher hit.
Exactly, 4 down.
Yep. Got some squad stuff coming up, especially with Bosk and Boba, since they can move and shoot. I'll show you where they go, and we'll be taking their shots. Okay, so you guys got the screenshot there. Boba Fett moved up. He's taking a bombing run into the front of my marked Liberty that's been hit already a couple times. Blue back bomber. 1 hit and a blank. And I'm assuming you want a bomber command that?
Yes, I do.
2 hits. I will go ahead and just brace it and take it on the front. Shields down to 2 on the front. And then Bosk is shooting at the E-wing. Okay? And then Bosk, I believe, is 4 black. Yes. On the E-wing. 3 damage. E-wing goes down to 2. And then the Lambda is going to move without attacking.
Yeah.
Then his lone TIE bomber, unfortunately, even though he is in range, he is obstructed because of the debris field. So he'll also just move, and I'll show you where they go at the start of round 3. Start of round 3. We have the Gladiator trying to turn, catch up to these unusually maneuverable star cruisers. All thanks to this guy, Madine, finally teaching people how to fly. Over here we got the Lambda, came in to get in on the fun, taking out these E-Wings, and the TIE Bomber flew over here, so he's in position for this round. Okay, we're going to start with my unmarked Star Cruiser. It is a Navigate. Now I'll be taking an obstructed front to side into the Gazanti, and a clear medium range shot rear to front into Demolisher. Okay, we are going to start with the front to side onto the Gazanti. It's 4 blue, 3 red, but obstructed. And I think I'm going to take out a blue. So 3 blue, 3 red. He's got 1 shield on the front, the side I'm shooting at, and the rear, and 1 damage card. There's an accuracy for the scatter. And more than enough damage. So I will use H9s to make this an accuracy. Stop the evade, and that'll be it for the Gazanti. That's the benefit of H9s, is you can get the guaranteed accuracies, and of course I got lucky getting 1 rolled anyway. But alright, then the pot shot onto Demolisher. 2 blues into the front. I will actually H9s this into an accuracy to stop your evade. And got a crit coming in.
Just redirected.
Okay, so before the redirect happens, I then cook off my heavy ion emplacement, so you take a damage on the front and both side shields.
Okay.
So your starboard side is down, so you can only redirect to your port side, which has 1 shield left. If you want to still, well,
my front shields are at
are currently at 1 from the hit.
front.
Yeah.
So I'll take the port.
Okay. Okay, so front shields at 1, side shields are now to 0. So, and now for a maneuver that shouldn't be possible for a ship this unmaneuverable in this size, but it's the power of Madine, which I'm really liking. First time ever running him. Getting an extra click at the 1 from the dial and an extra click at the 3 from Madine. So, moving over here to the side. Then the marked that was there, that's what this little tool here from Admiral Tater is for. And just barely, still got about a 1/4 of an inch between the shield dials there, but barely enough. And still just the goal is staying away from Demolisher. Although I've just now given you a perfect, if you've got concentrate fire, guaranteed shot into the front from your victory.
Activating the victory. The victory's dial is a navigate dial, which most likely I'll be using so I can get out of dodge here. And then I'll be taking a front shot into the marked Liberty right there in front of it, which is a unobstructed shot.
It's a clear shot.
And then I will be taking a side shot into Bright Hope.
Okay, doing the front to front into the Liberty first. As you guys know the status of the Liberty, its front shields are down to 2, starboard shields down to 1. Everything else is still full up. So getting 3 blue, 3 red. That is a lot of accuracies that maybe don't need. That's a whole lot of accuracies.
Yeah.
The nice thing is with your Warlord, you can change one of them.
And
So you can block everything. So I'm taking this all on the front, no matter what.
Yep. It's all gonna be blocked, and then I'll change
And change one of the reds into a double.
Yeah. So that gives you
4 that I have to take. So 2 off the shields and 2 face down. That's a
very accurate shot.
Yep. Focusing it down. All right, then into Bright Hope, we have a blue and 2 reds. Well, there's your accuracy and a hit crit.
I think your Bright Hopes, you negate 1 damage.
But you can turn this into a double. You can H9 set to an accuracy and then double. Stop the scatter.
Just because.
Yep, and I will do a redirect to see if I can get that off a double. I do. So then Bright Hope and 1 damage on the shield. It's about as good as you can hope for only 3 dice against Bright Hope. Alright, so we're trying to make the best of a bad situation. There were no good options. This is the least bad option, I think. So, actually, if you don't want to land on Boba, we might need to Jerjerrod it. Yeah, if you don't want to land on Boba.
Yeah, I think we'll Jerjerrod it.
Okay, so doing the Jerjerrod so we don't land on Boba. And only land on the TIE Bomber to displace. That. These coins are really helpful, by the way, guys. I don't know if you've seen these. These are also from Annotator. You can just pick the squads up and drop them back down. Where do you want to take the Jerjerrod damage, by the way?
This shield.
The starboard side here? Yep. Down to 1. And sliding over, we'll be landing on this guy, which was the TIE Bomber. And going like so. Yep, that is missing Boba. Do take a face up. If you power armament, you cannot attack at long range.
Oh,
I don't think that's going to be a problem anymore for you, because we are in the mess of it now. We got Soontir, regular TIE Interceptor, Bosk, and Boba. And then the Bomber. I mean, it's pretty simple, but yeah, we're just going to put him back here in the back. Alright, Bright Hope. Squadron Command. And we're just going to be activating my 2 E-Wings, and they're going to be attacking Soontir Fel. See if we can get lucky and drop them. And then we'll do some flakking. I think I'm in some flak range. I think I can flak the Lambda, and I can get that TIE Interceptor and Soontir if Soontir's still alive. Okay, so we will start with the E-Wing that's at full health on the right side of your screen. Attacking Soontir, and Soontir only has has taken 1 damage. He has 2 health left. So 4 blues, 4 damage. I have no way to modify it.
Scanner.
Yep. Then counter back.
2. I believe it's a 2.
Yep. Counter 2. 1 swarm. 2 damage. So that E-Wing goes down to 3. Then the damage E-Wing that might die from the counter.
Oh.
Please be a hit, because I got the accuracy for the scatter. We got 2 damage, which you can brace to 1. 1 more hit would brace to 2, which would still be a kill. It is. So Soontir goes down. But does he take this E-Wing with him?
Yes.
There's only 2 health left. He does. E-Wing goes down. So the only flak I have left is Lambda. I'm missing everything. 1 and Interceptor for 1. Pretty effective Bright Hope round, I would say. I'm missing it 2. I'm turning as hard as I can since I didn't have a nav. I think I might still hit this asteroid. And I do. So, face up damage for me. Thrusters malfunction. The yaw value for my last speed joint is reduced by 1. So let's move.
Alright, Demolisher's turn to move. It is a engineering dial, which I'll be using to raise the shield on the port side. Just so you don't make it easier, a little quicker, I will be Jerjerrodding the maneuver, so it'll cause 1 damage and I'll take it on the port side shield so it's back down to 0. I have no shots currently, so I'm just going to be moving up here. Well, that's not true. I can shoot now.
Yep, so we do the move, and then he is going to be in range for a red dice front shot at either one. Which one do you want to shoot at?
We'll be going for the damaged one.
Over the damaged one. That's the one on the left there on your screen. Alright, we got a pot shot into the back of the Mart Liberty. I still have full shields on the back, so 2 shields on the back. Come on in. 2 blinks. Alright, going with my damaged Liberty, the marked one. It is a navigate. And currently speed 2, and I will be using the dial. But right now we've got a front to front and side to front. I'm barely clipping his far right corner there on the front with my side arc. I'll be starting with that shot first. Alright, starting with side to front. It is 2 red and a blue. So pretty good. So double check here. Yep. So we're gonna turn this into an accuracy, and use my weapons battery text to turn that into a crit. That was H9, so turn it to accuracy, and then weapons battery text turn into crit. And we'll leave that there.
Alright, well, I'll have to brace it. I will have to brace it.
So brace to 2.
And then redirect.
And you will be redirected. So before the redirect happens, we now go to assign damage. I'm going to activate my heavy ion emplacements. So take a damage on the front and both sides. So front goes down to 2, your port side goes down to, or starboard side goes down to 0, port side goes down to 2. You don't have 2 damage that you've got coming in, or would you like to redirect it?
Firing both on the front.
Well, I could change my mind, but I don't think I want to shoot your side because it's obstructed. So yes, I am going to be firing front to front because it's clear.
So the one of them is gotta take it on the side because I got that model shot coming in.
Taking them both. Shields on the front still at 2, but both side shields are now down to 0. Now for the front shot, 3 red, 4 blue. I can't do those HIEs anymore. That is a exhaust card, so you can only do that once per turn. Okay. Redirects don't matter, so I'm going to use that one for the brace. I am going to go ahead and weapons battery tech set to a crit, and link turbo laser towers to roll that. I can only do that once, so sure, I will block your redirect that you don't want to use, or that you can't use.
That I could use.
Yep, so it's going to be 5 damage, just all coming in. So 2 off the shields.
There's no
Yep. And 3 damage hitting the hull, first one face up. We have thruster control malfunction. It's like what Brett Hope got. Your last adjustable yell value is reduced by 1, and then 2 face down. 4 damage remaining on the Warlord. Right, using my nav dial to speed back up to 3, and using some more Madine shenanigans. Extra click at the 2 from the dial, extra click at the 3 from Madine. I will be landing on, I believe, both the Lambda and the E-Wing. Yep, definitely hitting both. And just, I have to say, I'm loving this hyper maneuverability. And I'm definitely going to need to revisit my rankings that I did with the Irish Mad Cat. Madine is phenomenal. Because I like playing hyper maneuverable guard ships. Oh, and Rob, then you get to pick where the Lambda and the E-Wing go.
Right. So, the E-Wings. I mean, it can move like crazy. So putting it.
Well, it's already activated.
No, but I mean, in general, just in general.
Well, so what I'm saying is, it's already activated.
Right. But I mean,
only 3 health left. If you place it here, it's in range of your interceptor, and your interceptor could drop it in the squad phase.
I'll put it there, and I'll...
Never mind also being in range of Boba and Bosk with their rogue moves to also drop it.
Right.
Yeah, this E-Wing's it's pretty much dead if you want it to be.
Yeah, get one thing, another thing out of the way at least. So yes, we'll put it over there.
Yeah, that'll make most sense.
And then the Lambda, I am going to put... What speed your other guy going at? Your other Liberty?
They're both currently 3.
Slow down, because you'll hit. So I'm gonna put the Lambda's on a bomber on that. How's that relay, just in case? I'm gonna put the Lambda right. Is it already moved? You can build your guys already.
Still got Madine to actually go.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter then. Okay, on the off chance things go horribly wrong, I roll blanks and everything, I'm going to put the Lambda right in front, right on your top of your, in front of your E-Wing to make sure I can get it.
On the E-Wing?
Yeah.
Just to make sure?
Yeah.
Good to make sure, and if not, you can just get a shot into the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, lastly, I have Madine. It's a navigate. I'm going to drop down to 3. It's a nice little easy turn. Get back into formation with my fleet. Then we got squad phase coming up. We've actually got all Rob's squads to do. Gonna be a lot of shooting, a lot of moving. I'm just gonna take a picture of the starting state and describe where everybody goes, and then you'll see the final positions at the start of round 4. Okay, start with the interceptor. Trying to take out this E-Wing with only 3 health left. Dead. Okay, now the Lambda, and it is a blue. Okay, into the back of my damaged Liberty. It is a hit. I will actually just let that be. I'll just take it on the back shields. I did have a green reduct I could use, but I didn't want to take that anywhere. Okay, so he's moving a Rhymer over to the front of my damaged Liberty. It's going to be on the right side of your guy's screen there where he's moving. And you'll notice that behind the Victory is the regular bomber, who's currently out of range, but since Rhymer moved over there, he's now in range to throw a bomber shot. And I guess I should go ahead and bring my defense weapons over, because this one I might be moving around because I have no shields on the front. Alright, so 1 black. 1 hit. I will redirect that to my starboard side, so starboard side shields are down. Alright, and then we've got Boba's going to be moving over next to Rhymer to throw some shots into the front. He is a bomber. Hit crit. I will brace and then burn my redirect to my port side, so port side shields down to 2. And then Bosk is also moving in right next to Fett so that he can draw a line to my yellow dot on the front. And Bosk is not a bomber, but still gets the blue-black. 1 hit. So, but I can't do anything about it, so face down. Alright, so that's everything. I'll show you, you guys will see the final positions where everybody moved at the start of round 4. And see what else can transpire in this pretty wicked battle that is happening. Start of round 4. Ozzel still trying to play catch up with Demolisher. Madine continues to order his star cruisers to maximum speed and maneuverability. And Madine just staying on his command ship, no need to risk right now. And then you guys can see over here, kind of where the squads went. You can see you got Rhymer there right on the front corner to give the range to the bomber. And then Boba and Bosk coming over to do their shots as well. I'm going to do the question for this video. And staying in line with my last question from the last bat rep, this is actually would have been last month, so this will be the first bat rep question for the month of May. So, what is your favorite Republic small ship? And give me, you know, how you would like to run it. So Republic actually has 2, unlike the Separatists with just 1. So the Republic Pelta or the Consular. Even though I know most of you probably have not been able to play with the pelts yet, but just through theory crafting, that kind of thing. What do you think you would like to use the most between the two? And how would you like to run them and outfit them, etc., in your Republic fleets? So post those in the comments below, and that will give you an entry or an additional entry if you've answered other questions to the giveaway for May, which will be an invisible hand expansion provided by Garrett Vance and Admiral Tater's ship shop. Okay, we are starting with my unmarked Liberty. It is a Navigate. I do have a medium range double arc into the Warlord. It is going to be obstructed. My side shot to be in range, yeah. The side shot, let me just double check here. I think I can get to his front and still be in range, yeah. So my side shot's going to be clear, but my front shot will be into his side, will be obstructed. So I'll be starting with my side to front, that's clear, then obstructed front to side. Okay, we'll be starting with the clear side to front shot, and just so you guys can get a status report on the Warlord. It only has 1 shield left on the back, everything else is down, and it has 4 health remaining. I will actually, yep, we'll stop your brace, and then I will H9s this to an accuracy, and then weapons battery tech set to a crit, and that'll just be a standard crit. And the thing you do about it, because your redirects don't help right now, because no shields.
What's on the side of the front?
On the front, yeah. So first one face up, while attacking you cannot resolve critical effects. And then face down. And then front to side, which is 3 red, 4 blue, obstructed. I'll take out a blue, so 3 red, 3 blue. I just need to do 2 more damage. And that is way more than enough. So, unfortunately,
Even with brace on that,
I did get an, even with brace, yes, it'd be enough, but I did get an accuracy. And then you could redirect 1, and it would still be 5 damage.
yeah.
So Jerjerrod does go down.
Goes back to the shipping yards to be yelled at by Vader.
Yep, get back to work on the Death Star 2. What are you doing out here with the fleet? You're a Moff, not an Admiral. Okay, so I think my best bet without not hitting that asteroid field, which you guys can't really see, it's this asteroid field I'm trying to avoid, and not ram my guy in the back. So I'm slowing down to speed 2. I'm doing this little janky maneuver. Doing the extra click at the 1 from the dial, extra click at the 2 from Jerjerrod, or not Jerjerrod, General Madine, the actual proper guy. And this is going to be really close.
Put your seatbelts on.
Would you look at that? There is like a millimeter of space.
I don't know, man. I think he raised the cardboard up over there just so it wouldn't ram. Yeah, okay. Maybe he turned the shield dials a little bit to the right as he moved it.
Right. Or you can blame your tables because they're not even. There's a nice little hump in the table
so
here.
If they were even, you'd be rammed, so you should be rammed. That's right. There you go.
Yeah. And where would you like to land it?
Between the two on the other side towards Madine.
Right here? Yeah.
Alright, the Gladiator is up. It is a concentrate fire dial, which I will be using. I'm moving at speed 2. I'm going to move first. So, come on up.
We get an obstructed medium range shot to the back.
So 2 red dice coming in.
Alright. We've got front to back obstructed, so it's starting with 2 red down to 1 red. It's a blank, then concentrate fire in a red.
Yes, please.
It's a hit. Concentrate fire token to reroll.
Yep.
2 hits. I'll brace and redirect. And I will redirect the 1 to my starboard side. Starboard shield's down to 1 on the unmarked. Okay, we're going to go with my marked Liberty, the one that is more seriously damaged. It is a Navigate, and I'll be doing a bunch of flacking out the front and sides. Alright, we are going to start with my flax out the front. See on the picture there, Boba, Reimer, and the Bomber are double art. So we'll start with the front one first. And just so you know, we got Boba, Reimer, and Bosk as far as defense tokens. So Boba, 2 hits. Race to 1, yep. Reimer, 1 hit.
Oh, I thought you were checking your stuff.
Yeah, I can't modify black dice. So yeah, I was just looking to see if I could. I can't.
Just take it. You can't do it.
Oh, right.
You like
you brace a 1 to half. Yeah.
I would.
So same difference. I just didn't get you to spend the brace. Then the TIE Bomber, the generic, 2 hits. Yeah. And now for the double arc, and we'll start on the TIE Bomber. 2 hits. That TIE Bomber is down to 1. Then Reimer, 2 hits. Brace, yep. Then Boba, 1 hit. So effectively the same thing. Then Bosk, 2 hits. Race to 1. Now he gets to get his blue accuracies. And then for the TIE Interceptor, which is obstructed, 1 hit. TIE Interceptor is down to 1. Okay, I'm going to be staying at speed 3, but using the full Jerjerrod Madine goodness with my nav dial and his extra click he gives me. Took them both at the 2. I'm just trying to get away from the squads, and that is actually a definite I'm within range of his. So I do lose my objective token.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yep, I'm definitely within your deployment zone there. You don't check that till the end of the round, but I'll just do it now so I don't forget. So next we'll do Bright Hope. It is a navigate, slowing down to 1. And just 1 over here. Bright Hope's job is done. Okay, going with Madine, speeding back up to 4. It is a navigate. Doing a little inside turn here. Gaining up back in formation with Bright Hope. Preparing to hyperspace out. Next coming up is squad phase. We're up to got a lot of squads to move. And like last time, take a picture, describe where his shots are going, bombing shots, obviously, and where ships are moving, etc. Okay, so I went ahead and took another picture. The one that you guys are seeing now is actually after all movement has taken place, but no attacks yet. Just some quick descriptions of the movement stuff. You notice the land on the left side has moved away, as well as the TIE Bomber and TIE Interceptor at the far upper right. We're obviously just basically moving them out of the way, so that I can't kill them. They get save points. They only have 1 health left each. And the Lambda actually was in danger of being potentially killed by my Liberty because I do have linked turbo laser towers. So they're saving points with those. But the cluster you see at the center, Major Reimer came over first to give his distance boost to Bosk and Boba. And what's that? Oh yeah, Bosk doesn't need it, but he could use it if he wanted to. It's to any squad. So, I think it's any squad. But anyway, Boss is in distance 1 anyway, if I'm wrong on that one. And Boss is going to be taking a shot at Bright Hope because he's getting a free accuracy. Because I was foolish and decided to attack him and give him a damage so he can stop my scatter. And I do have 1 shield on the back, but I've taken 1 damage card, so there's still 2 rounds remaining. And then Boba's within Reimer range of shooting into the back of Madine. So we got some Hail Mary plays going on here. Still 2 turns remaining, and these squads can move and sort of keep up. See if they can keep up for round 6. For round 5, actually we got 2 more turns. So we actually got this plus 2 more squad phases. It's not over. So you might be able to pull out the Hail Mary and get my general. So we shall see. Now after all that preamble, would you guys like to see some attacks? So who do you want to do first?
Let's do Bosk.
Do Bosk. Well, here's your accuracy on the scatter.
Yep.
Then blue black. 1 hit. And can't be any worse than that because I do have a shield, so I will have you reroll, see if I get lucky with an accuracy. It is still a hit, so my aft shields go down.
Alright.
Gotta start somewhere.
Right. It's one thing Bright Hope cannot stop.
Yep. And then into the back of Reimer from Boba. Double hit. So I think I'll just take it. I'll redirect to both of them to my starboard side. So starboard side shields are down. So we will now then be back at the start of round 5. Okay, start of round 5. We have some dispersal actions going on, but Boba and Bosk will not be denied their prey. They are still in pursuit of the valuable drunken party bus and Madine, who knows how to inspire people to actually how to drive. Okay, we'll start with my unmarked Star Cruiser. It is a navigate. Surprise, surprise. You're in a Madine list. Everything's a navigate. And I do have a 1 shot out the back, medium range. 2 blues obstructed, so it'll be 1 blue into the front of Demolisher. Okay, so 1 blue. And then I will H9s this to an accuracy, and then Expert Shield text that to a crit. Assuming that you want to reroll. Yep. It is still a crit. It don't have any shields on the sides, so I will activate the high intensity ions to take down your front shields and then take 1 face down on Demolisher. Okay, so if you can hear me over the weed whackers going on outside. What's that? Oh, no, we're good. It'll be just like, filming it here with the Magic players playing.
Yes.
So, to navigate, with my navigate speeding at speed 3, getting an extra click at the 1, and I'm doing this just to show as an example that it is possible, if you're going fast enough, for large ships to do an inside turn. I will be landing on Boss, so you can place him. I might be landing on Boba, too. Just short of Boba. But if you're going speed 3, you can do an inside turn with a big ship. Where would you like, Boss? Just kind of like where he was, I guess.
Right in front, yeah. Let's go closer to Raymer there a little bit.
Like over here?
Yeah.
Right in the cluster?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get
There you
go. Okay, it's navigation dial on the Gladiator. And I have moved up to speed 3. And I'm going to do a little maneuver here and get right on top of the space station.
Heal that damage card you just got.
Yeah, I heal that thing, get rid of that. Still in it.
And then, are we in... Oh, just out of Black Range. Yeah, just out.
I don't know about your measuring tools anymore.
These custom tools are designed just for me.
Hey, Adultator, I think I need some of my own or something, man.
But you can still get an obstruct, and you still get throw 1 red at my back.
Woo-hoo.
We can actually just do that right here real quick.
Yep.
So 1 red. It is a crit. I'll go ahead and take it. No, I'll redirect to my port side. So that will be spending a redirect. That will be important when all these shots start happening. Alright, and now for your engine text, because you did have a nav.
Yep, we hit speed 1.
You want to just go straight?
Yeah, I might just go straight and keep out of your...
I think... I don't want to say guarantee because I was wrong last time. But I think you will be out of my side arc if you just go straight.
I am trying my best. Because it's on the outside of the ruler, I think I am outside.
Yeah.
My gut is actually... I'm going to listen to my gut this time.
So just straight?
Yep, straight on in.
Straight.
Close that gap.
And for those of you watching, if Rob had 2 damage cards, that'd be a second lane on the station, and he could heal another damage if he had to.
But thankfully I don't.
Yeah. Okay, gonna go with right home. It is a navigate. I will be using it. But first, we will be flecking out the back. These pesky bounty hunters on our tail. And actually, I'm just gonna do it real quick here. They all have braces, and they're all currently refreshed. So, got a hit on Bosk. You've got a hit on Raymer, and we got a hit on Boba. Yes, so they all took 1 damage. I guess the braces wouldn't matter because it's only 1 dice.
I just like how you call it before you roll it, right?
I did actually. Hey, it's confidence. You got to call it before you roll it. No. All right, and then movement. I think I am going to speed to speed 2. See if I can't. I don't think I can get away right now from these guys, this is going to be a potential problem. Bright Hope might actually go down, especially with Reimer giving the extra distance for Bosk and Boba. We're going to try to maneuver away. So, speeding up to speed 2, turning like so. And then next we got General Madine. It is a navigate, and he will also be flacking. I've got Reimer double arc, Boba and Bosk each with just 1. These are blue dice, and again we'll just do it here. So you guys know I'm currently going speed 4, but I'm definitely going to be changing that. So we will start with Bosk. Let's call the hit. It is not. Then we've got Reimer. Yes, double arc on Reimer. Reimer goes down. That might save Bright Hope.
Yeah,
Boba takes 1. Boba is down to 2. So Reimer does go down.
Kind of better.
Bosk was fine, and then, yep. And then speed-wise, I'm definitely slowing down to 3. We are just going to cut an extremely hard turn here. Getting an extra click, the 1 from the dial, extra click at the 2 from Reimer. Okay, and then lastly for my marked Star Cruiser, staying at 3, so I will be taking a token actually with my nav. And then just going straight to put as much distance between the Demolisher as possible, so there's no chance, because this one is actually pretty well damaged. Okay, after much debate, there's a lot of tough decisions here, but this is the final position of the Boba Bosk move. They're going to try to take out Bright Hope. You notice that Boba is going to be throwing it into the side, which gives Bright Hope an advantage. But if Boba tried to go into the rear, there's a very good chance he was going to be in range. It was too close to do with fingers to just like, that he would have been in the double black flak of my damaged Liberty, and he didn't want to risk Boba dying because Boba's only got 2 health left. So Boba's going to start trying to soften up Bright Hope on the side, and then Bosk is going to see if he can finish it off, because Bright Hope has 1 damage, so only 2 health left. No shields on the back, but it does have 1 shield on the side that Boba's hitting, so we'll see what happens. Blue-black, coming in. Need that accuracy. No accuracy. I will scatter that.
Alright.
Now can Bosk. So Bosk is getting 3 actually. Well, we can actually decide after you roll, because you might want to force him to spend the scatter. It is a double hit. Bright Hope will go down if I don't scatter. So you could stop my scatter, and then I evade, and if I evade back into a hit, Bright Hope goes down. You can do that?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to stop to do the best I can.
Well, I got to do the blue. That's the best chance for me not to die. 50-50. It is 50-50 hits, 50-50 everything else. It's a hit. Bright Hope goes down.
I feel bad for doing this too.
And
But it was not the drunken.
it was not the, yeah, Tornfar wasn't there. So
bartender was not there.
Yep. So this is and I just make this point here that I was talking to Rob, that the build of my Bright Hope is the same amount of points as Boba Fett. They're both 26 points. It's kind of funny, I think. But anyway, the other moves for Rob's squads we'll do off screen, and I'll show you where they end up at the start of round 6. Here we are, final round. Lambda moving off this way just to search for survivors, lifeboats, etc., and just to stay out of it. The Interceptor and Bomber decided they want drinks, so they're coming over here to the station just to hang out in the bar afterwards. Meanwhile, Ozzel is desperate. He's got all these assault proton torpedoes in his expanded launchers. He wants to get a shot off, but will I deny him? We shall see. And can Boba and Bosk maybe steal another kill? Madine's right here. And the way I'm positioned, I don't know if I can avoid getting out of their range. We shall see. Okay, starting with my unmarked Star Cruiser. It is a navigate and aft to front into the... Alright, 2 blues. Double accuracy. And you know what? I will expert shield text that into a grid and stop your evade. I have no, the HIE is not magic, so you don't have any shields, so it'll just be a face-up damage card. It has disengage fire control when attacking. When declaring the target of attack, you cannot choose a target if the attack would be obstructed. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that. It's a clear line, even after I and hearing orders still from the commander. Stay at speed 3, maximum speed. Target lock, assault protons are about to launch. Or just torpedoes. Torpedoes about to launch from the expanded launcher is definitely landing on them. And just going straight speed 3.
Alright, at the gladiators up for attack. And it's a concentrate fire dial that we will be using it hopefully. We'll see if it's within range first of the red dice.
No, you don't want to do that.
No, I do not want to do that.
Yes, I don't think. Hang on. The reason why I don't think you want to do that, well, you could. You're in range of the red dice, you won't get your expanded launchers out the front. But after you move, you should be able to turn to get a side. Yeah, okay, yeah, so you can actually double arc me basically.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do a double red out the front, you're going to move, and then do a 4 black out the side. Into my rear, I'm guessing, both times.
Yes, I am the rear.
Alright, starting off, 2 reds. And I have 2 shields back there, by the way, for folks wondering. You got 1 crit, 1 blank. I'm assuming you don't want to spend the con fire on this one?
I do have ordnance X. Oh, there's my bad. No, I do not want to spend the con fire.
Okay, I will just, well, it's last round, last shots. Sure. I'll brace and redirect to my port side. Oh yeah, not bracing 1 damage. Bracing it to a half a damage, half a crit. Because I'm smart like that. And then now, after the move, the 4 blacks, port side into the rear, finally getting to launch some torpedoes and missiles. I'm sitting in the bays. 2 hits and then 2 blanks. I'm guessing you want to ordnance experts the blanks. Yep. No. And kind of a whimper. So I will brace to 2, and I'll actually just take it on the rear shields. So rear shields down. And for my Mark Star Cruiser, navigate. Actually, navigate, and I do have a token, so I'm going to use that to drop down to 1. And just go straight.
You don't token on that.
What's that?
Token on that game?
Yep, I took it last turn.
No, I mean for the mission.
Oh, I already lost it. Lost it like 2 turns ago. And Madine, it is a navigate slowing down to 2. Just doing a hard turn back to the left just to guarantee pretty much that Bosk and Boba cannot get in range of me. Like so. Skirting the edge.
Wow.
You guys can see that's the edge. So keep it nice and close.
And that's why Nadine is the master of pilots.
Oh, yeah, Madine is amazing. Alright guys, squadron phase. It's not over. I think I made a mistake. I shouldn't have slowed this thing down. I should have turned and angled my rear that had shields left. Because, as you can see, Bosk and Boba were in range, and I let them stay in range. And I only have 5 health left. No shields on the side and no redirects. So, it is not impossible. It's actually very probable. So who do you want to start with first?
Well, I think we're going to go Boba, because he's got the chance to see the bomber.
Starting with Boba. Accuracy hit.
Accuracy hit.
So the 1 face down. And then Bosk, I think it's now impossible. You really needed Boba to tee off. There's a hit crit you needed on Boba, but unfortunately Bosk isn't a bomber.
No.
So that Liberty barely limps away as it jumps to hyperspace with 3 health remaining. And that'll be it. The rest of it just Rob Squatch is hanging out at the bar on the station. So
I can't reach anything.
We'll be back to you guys at the post-game interview. Okay, so that was an interesting one to be sure.
Oh, did you say that? Yeah.
Yep. So it ended with the Imperials getting 101 points, and the Rebels getting 220. Excuse me, 221 points. So it wasn't a complete blowout, as bad as it could have been, but it was still a pretty one-sided match. But it also could have varied there near the end. Rob actually got within 3 damage of my damaged Liberty.
Yes.
If Boba would have teed off,
Oh yeah.
if he would have got crit hit, and I would have braced 2, and then say I pull a structural, that's 3 damage.
Yep.
Well, again, even then I don't die because the most that boss could do is just 1 damage. Because if you do 2, and then I'd brace to 1.
You should do braces, right?
Yeah, I had 2 braces. So.
But still, I mean, it was still,
Even with your free accuracy, you always still be able to have the second brace.
Yeah.
So, but still very close to potentially, because that, I mean, it's a difference of 120 points. Yep, 221, 101. That's almost the cost of my liberties. I think that might be, it's somewhere in that range. That might have been the difference. One liberty dropping. So, but thank you, Joe Askew, for the list.
Joe, I'm sorry. Did my best. Boba stayed up. He did a great job. I could not get his ability to tee off, though. I tried my best to get his ability to tee off, and that would have made it even more because he does 1 damage to anything once he activates around him. So that could be 1 damage per ship. I mean, if we...
Actually, I remember we did forget to do it once, but it was on my full health Liberty. You would be able to do 1 damage. I would just take it on shield.
But still,
and I think we forgot to do it another time on my main Liberty.
Okay.
Not my main, but the one that was full health.
Yeah.
If you could have done that on my damaged one, that could have made a difference.
That's what I mean.
I'll actually have to look. I'll now that I'm thinking, I'll double check. I don't think there's ever an instance where at the start of Boba's activation, he was within distance 1 of any ship.
Near the end.
Right, but that was of my full health Liberty. Yeah. I don't, but I'll comment when it happens when we forget to take Boba's damage.
Yep.
It never happened at a spot would have made a change to the game. So apologize here, and you probably by now would have seen the apology on the text when I catch it in editing that we forgot to do Boba's thing. But the only 2 times I think it would have mattered, it would have happened, it would have been on my full health Liberty, and wouldn't really made any difference because he still had full front shields.
Right.
So I could have just taken him on those shields. One thing I would like to say right off the bat.
Yes.
So after the match, or actually even during round 6, because it was pretty much over, Rob was looking up my old podcast I did with James Marr, the Irish Madcap, on his channel, where we talked about the Rebel Commanders, where I foolishly ranked General Madine number 10 out of 11. And we re-listened to that podcast, and boy, do I sound like an idiot now. I need to go back in time and give myself a dressing down because I have no idea what I'm talking about in that podcast, and it shows.
It shows that he doesn't play Rebels.
Yeah, it shows that I'd never run Madine ever.
Right.
I'd never run it before. And my reasoning for why I didn't think it was good just was stupid and dumb. Because my reasoning was that I play navs all the time anyway, and usually with take evasive action free command on my Imperial build. So I'm like, why would I need to do that with me? Well, you guys saw tonight. The Dial and Madine, massive difference to the maneuverability of these Liberty Mon-Cal cruisers that are notoriously not maneuverable.
No. Now add invasive action.
So Rob actually had a suggestion, which I'm actually going to tool with it probably tonight when I get home, a modification of this that you guys might see in maybe in a month, just give it some time to read, where I take out the CR90 and Bright Hope, try to fit in a Pelta with the fleet command of take evasive action, and make sure I have the token to activate that, to basically have 3 additional clips on every ship that activates, because I'll just nav the heck out of that fleet.
Yeah.
And to make those, because I love Liberties, so I have to. You don't see them hardly that much, just because of their low maneuverability, and if people get to the sides, they kind of die fast.
Yeah, and the rear too.
But with the kind of maneuverability you saw tonight, and some of the insane maneuvers, there are many times where I was like, he's going to ram, I'm going to get him with Demolish, and then I just pull out this out of nowhere maneuver because of Madine.
And cheering on it when he's going to back in, hit the back end of his other Liberty. I was like, get him ram. He's like, I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll try this. It took him a little bit to look around.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, I swear, he's like a centimeter, piece of paper, barely in between the two. And I'm like, no, you're not measuring right. It's gotta be the table. It's gotta be something.
Just because I love those ships, they've been my favorite Rebel ships, especially since I was a kid. When I first saw the Battle of Endor, I loved the winged Moncal ships. Just seeing them maneuver basically like a CR-90.
Oh man,
there's just something so satisfying. So I am changing my ranking. I don't know the exact number, but he is top 3 for me.
Yeah, at least.
Because I love maneuvering, and when I play Rebels, it's my favorite list to play with Rebels are with the Liberties, just because I love them. They're my favorite ship. So I don't think I will ever bring a Liberty list again without me being the commander. Because what you sacrifice and what other commanders can give you, you gain so much in being able to maneuver and place those things where you want. And
or even saving Madine at the end.
Yeah.
I mean himself. A CR-90, which is incredibly maneuverable.
Oh yeah.
And then
was able to do a couple really hyper maneuvers with the CR-90. Madine is amazing. I am a fool. If you go back and watch the podcast of the Irish Mad Cat, he is not number 10. He is top 5 easy. I think top 3. Changing my ranking right now. And be on the lookout. But I really want to see if I can't try just for maximum maneuverable jank with those double liberties if I can't get outside of the list. And I'm going to try to fiddle around with it. And I really liked, it was a test, I wasn't sure how well it would work, how I built the liberties on this. The Star Cruiser variant.
Yeah.
How it's set up, it's almost guaranteed. There might be a rare case here and there based on like a
3 red blanks?
Or, well, I'm not in blue range at that point. But yeah, where when I'm in medium range, it is almost guaranteed that I am cooking off the high the HIEs.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. Heavy ion places.
There we go.
And just the knowledge to know that every time that I shoot, because of the combinations of H9s and weapons battery techs, I will always get that blue crit. And also potentially if you saw tonight, I roll it in several ways where I could get that crit to go off and still have the accuracy to stop the evade from potentially getting rid of it.
Yes.
So
that was annoying.
Annoying and also just because that's pretty much guaranteed 3 extra damage every time. Well, you only can do it once for every round because it exhausts. But whenever you shoot the shot, you're getting 3 guaranteed damage on the shield to drop the shield, and then you start getting internal damage.
True. So, and I'll say, Joe, you did a great job with putting the H9s and the Warlord title. I love that combo together. It was awesome. And Bosk and Boba Fett really were a great combo.
They did well, and they took out Bright Hope, chased it down, and Boba set it up, and Bosk got it, got the kill. And Boba and Bosk and your squads did the biz. My E-Wings dropped like flies, but they kind of did what they meant to do. They kind of came in and tied you up a little bit.
Right, they did.
And distracted you a little bit just to take them out.
Right.
And by the time that happened, I was able to drop your Vector, which was your squad pusher.
Yeah.
So, Rob was really mad.
I had it set up just right, Joe. I was just the right turn. And all you had to do was do something else.
Shoot someone else.
Move something else, doesn't matter. Move Madine, something else, or whatever. And I had the command just right, had the token set aside, all the bombers and Raymer were going in. I mean, it was great. It was going to be perfect. And then, and even Fett was over there, and a few others. And I was like, here we go. I got this. And then he goes, blows it up. I'm like, gosh, dang it all.
And,
not Vector.
And I'm sure you probably didn't figure out how to do that because that was start of round 3 where we were in that Congo line with my liberties. He was probably thinking, at the time I was thinking, there's no way. But then I started thinking about it with Madine, I might actually be able to get around this guy. And he's got the best shot on Vector. And I don't want him pushing squads anymore with him, so I'm going to drop him, get rid of that bomber command center. And fiddled with the maneuvering tool, and then I figured out when you can do that double click out of 1, double click out of 3,
It
You
was
see
nice.
that super sidestep, basically
Right.
drifting like Tokyo Drift, you know.
Yes, yes.
Fast and Furious, and yeah, it's actually something to get to know now. If you're running double Liberty and if they're back to back and you got Madine with Navs, you can actually.
Or almost anybody else.
Or anybody else, yeah. That's even more maneuverable.
I mean,
so
how many
you
times
just do a little drift out to the side.
I mean, how many times have I ran in my guys into
Yeah.
each other? With, it doesn't matter what ship it was.
So with Madine and being able to have that hyper maneuverability, it opened up my options for who I activated first, and primarily to keep them out of range of Demolisher.
Yes, and that was your main thing.
Yeah, and it caused it where you only got one shot at the very end of the game with your black dice, and that was my goal, was to get away from
It
Demolisher.
was also something I should not have. I basically should have turned in earlier, go maybe a little slower, something. I had to go out a little too much. I do that even with MC30s. It's something I need to learn to stop. I need to stop doing. So, your Demolisher was set up very well. It was just my maneuvering, which I could use Madine on that one, by the way.
Well, you didn't need Madine. You just
No,
need to be
I'm
playing
just saying,
Navs.
yeah.
So, because you had Jerjerrod. So, it's one of those things that sometimes happens. Gets in a trap if you're not used to running Navs.
Right, and I'm not.
Like if you're on like a Demolisher, like I want con fires,
That's right.
You get extra
Yeah.
dice. On ships like that, you gotta be running Navs. One, so you get the maximum maneuverability and speed adjustment, and you get your engine techs. You get that extra boost maneuvering.
Yeah.
So when you have a Demolisher set up like that with engine techs, it's I run only Navs.
Right. I can see
For
that.
maximum maneuverability and make sure that I'm always getting positioned to get maximum shots.
Yep.
And that just comes with experience.
Right.
If people are keeping count, this is Rob's third time ever running Imperials.
Yep.
So it's just something to have to get used to and try out. So, again, as we said at the beginning, if you'd like to submit a list for Rob to try, you can submit a list. Just note that you would like it to be for Rob.
Right.
And if you don't note anything, then I'll just assume that then it is for me to run at some time in the future. And hope to be featuring some more lists, as schedules permit. I had to cancel some games that I planned, but hopefully, fingers crossed. Even though today you guys are watching this on Revenge of the 5th, we're filming it on Saturday. So on Sunday, if everything is going to plan, I should be able to have my game finally with Robbie, so we can debut his Providence cruisers, and I'll be featuring I will be running a subscriber submitted list on that.
Nice.
So, and also don't forget to submit your response to the question in the comments below about what your favorite Republic small ship is between the Pelta and the Consular. And I know this is a lot of theory crafting because the Pelta really isn't out yet, people because of the delays and stuff. But just which one you would like better, and how you'd like to run it, how you'd like to outfit them and put them in a fleet and use them as like attack ships, pure support, hybrid, whatever. So let us know what you think about the small ships of the Republic. And that'll enter you in to win the Invisible Hand expansion, and we'll be announcing the winner to that on June 1st. So once again, Rob, thank you for the game. It was a fun game.
Thank you.
Very enjoyable. Thank you, Joe Askew.
Yes, Joe. Thank you very much. Sorry I didn't get to pull it all off as well as you like, but it was a great time. I really enjoyed your list.
And we'll try again in the future. So
Yes, we
another
will.
one. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, take it easy.